Mr. Nico Hülkenberg is in points. That's the news for this Grand Prix, bro.
Yup.
Finishing P5, man. Finishing P5 above one of the Ferraris. Man,
Yup.
that's insane. just happy for Nico. So much happy for him.
And happy for the team as well, because that's the second time they are scoring points, and unlike last year when they had to wait the whole year to score some points, this is a very good.
Yeah, this was
first
like
half,
the
I guess.
8th or 9th race. So pretty soon for them.
Yeah, and that 2P5
So yes, the biggest news would be this, right, for today's Grand Prix, other than the big
drama at the end, of
controversy.
course. क्या ही हो गया last 5 laps, that was like crazy, so much drama.
Yeah, I feel that just the restart itself was okay, but hard tires की वजह से ही जो हुआ वो हुआ. Max was frustrated. The actual answer was that.
Yeah, of course he was like, man, at one point he was, of course, he was blaming Leclerc that he bumped into him, but that was not true because we saw on the replay. But from the cockpit, he didn't have any idea ki kya hua, so he thought that Leclerc was at the back. And he was on the radio asking Leclerc to give him the place
position back. Yeah,
but the team radio was like, give Russell the place back.
Russell,
so obviously
it's
back. Like you are not just not gaining one place, but you are losing 2 places. That's like very crazy and frustrating for sure. So kahin na kahin we can understand him, but again, like that was brutal. Because on the radio they were...
What if Russell didn't finish the race?
Yeah.
That crash would have affected Russell in a bad way, and उसकी वजह से क्या पता Russell disqualified या DNF हो जाता.
Exactly.
तो क्या होता?
Crazy, man. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, for him, it was merely like DNF because from a podium, he went all the way to P10 because of the whole like 10-second grid like 10-second penalty. So just getting 1 point, it's almost like DNF for Max. But mega drive from him, man, like because even like when he lost control, koi aur driver hota to it would have been a crash, like you were just saying, but
of course
he managed it so well. It was amazing. Absolutely,
that's true. पूरा गेम जो था ग्रैंड प्री का वो सिर्फ स्ट्रैटेजी बेस्ड था. So they were actually quite good. They were actually doing pretty good with that.
Just got unlucky with the safety car one. It was very good strategy for sure. But yeah.
Yes, of course. But yeah, on the other side, very happy for Piastri and Norris again scoring points, and Leclerc also getting another podium. Back-to-back podiums for him.
Yes.
It's a good thing.
Coming to McLaren first, 1-2 again. Like they are the clear constructor championship winner this season for sure. Like it's a good time to say that because koi aur competition hai hi nahi. Like Max alone can only do so much, And वैसे भी like अगर ऐसे 2-3 weekend आ गए तो फिर कोई chance ही नहीं है Red Bull to even come close. And Ferrari were P2 last year at the end of the year, and we were hoping like with Lewis in the team this year it's going to be better for the battle, But वो भी कुछ नहीं हुआ. So in a way disappointed
tough to settle in so quickly.
It's in a way disappointed for like the game, like the whole F1 that we have it locked up so quickly. But again, Norris and Piastri, that's a fight that's going to be very interesting to see. What do you think? Like, should they like now take Piastri as number 1 driver or what? Like, but no.
I feel it's already happening. I don't know why, but
they are not like
it's already happening. It's not. They're not just charging towards Piastri a lot because this guy Lando Norris, he's been with the McLaren. He was the dream of McLaren, just like Max was the dream of Red Bull, Hamilton for Mercedes. So Leclerc for Ferrari itself, and then we have Lando Norris for McLaren. He was this guy who will win championship for McLaren, and somehow there's another guy who's actually fighting with him. So exactly, I feel it's like a good clash, just like Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton. It's like very, very, both of the
But it's
drivers are
not
like
that
almost at
feisty,
the
right?
at their peak.
It's not that even feisty. Even though there is no clear
Yes,
number one driver, we are not seeing like any incident. Let alone incident, we are not even seeing any close calls in the race. Like there is a clear 3-4 seconds gap. And coming back to the Norris point that you were saying, Alex Jexy, like amazing. I love his commentary so much on F1 TV. But
yes,
in this race itself, he at the end he said it beautifully that
yeah,
Piastri is having a season that Norris was streaming for. So it's like
right.
Piastri got consistent pole, which is like 4 times so far. He won
Yes,
four
of course,
races. Norris, on
right,
the other hand, got 2 poles and 2 races, 2 race wins.
right.
So literally at the half. Even though he were P2 most of the time, and again, like the drivers' championship points, it's pretty close. But mera
Right.
wahi question hai, at what point do you think they would start, favoring one
I feel
driver for the other?
by the end of this season, and once the new car comes in, then it's going to be really tough for McLaren, because right now both the drivers, they are happy with it. Like no, I feel Piastri is not very expressive about it, while on the other side, Lando Norris is very uh, jolly sort of nature. Like he's always smiling. I haven't seen him serious after a race. Like even today, he was P2 and he was like smiling and like he was happy. He wasn't like feeling sad that he came P2. So I feel वो रहेगा थोड़े time और देखते
Uh,
हैं, until unless it's affecting him a lot of points, then it's a problem. I think maybe Norris somehow knows that some of the races he can clutch and like get more points than PS3 for
yeah.
sure.
And this is like a dream situation for McLaren, right? Because these drivers are
Yes.
behaving exactly the way they are supposed to when it comes to,
Yeah.
being the team player. So they are getting
Right. Right.
consistently 1 and 2 in all the most of the races. So why not? So it's a good
Yeah.
thing. And
एक
that's
एक
like the
एपिसोड पूरा
only team.
डेडिकेटेड मैक्लरेन का है नेटफ्लिक्स के लिए.
Exactly. Of course, yes.
उसमें पूरा
Yeah.
ड्रामा दिखाएंगे, राइवलरीज दिखाएंगे, दोनों के बीच में लड़ाई हो रही है.
Yeah. Again,
थोड़ा तो
coming
रहेगा.
to Ferrari, like you mentioned, obviously we are very happy with the podium by Leclerc,
For like yes.
uh, but very sad for Lewis. Whatever is happening, it's not right. Like he's the 7 times world
Uh,
champion, and like
bro,
things
he was
that's
ahead at some point on the grid, but he was slow, and Leclerc was right behind him. And like team orders, you have to let Leclerc pass because he has better pace, and he
you
did
know.
play a big role. And he's actually behaving a bit mature side. He's showing a bit mature side of his. Okay, हाँ देखो, I'm still here, and like I can prove that I'm doing good.
Of course,
It's not bad. Like I
he
mean,
is one of the most mature drivers on the grid. So maturity is not the problem. The problem is, I think, वो relationship नहीं है जो उसके साथ Ferrari में थी basically. So
हाँ,
driver engineer
it's tough.
relationship, and even
Yeah.
yeah, even like on the track, he did give the position, but he was being aggressive when he was not supposed to. Leclerc was
Of
very
course,
close,
of
and
course.
he tried to defend very aggressively. Like
Yeah,
as a racing driver and as a 7 time world champion, you should be doing that. But at the same time, he knows that he's the slower car. So dono ends से
yeah,
he's like very frustrated
yeah.
with
Contemplating right now कि क्या करूँ.
yeah, exactly. So sad for him. Like I hope we get the glory days back, and that
Maybe
too in
like
red.
this season, like we won't see Ferrari dominating. Like
Yeah,
I don't see in future as well, because like right now the pace is very far away from what they are supposed to be. Like McLarens are just like it's like lightning
rocket
fast right now.
ships. Yeah.
Rocket ships. So
Yeah.
it's difficult for Lewis to fight with those cars anyways. So he's just trying to be a team player as of now. And of course, like for first year in Ferrari, it's just hard for him to settle with the team. And we are seeing so many like news articles like Lewis had this happened, Lewis unfollowed Ferrari, blah blah blah. It's so much going on.
Yep.
So it's just like more fire to to the food, I would say.
Of course.
जला
Of
ही
course.
दोगे एक दिन ऐसा लग रहा है.
Yep.
Right. And
Let's
then
see
what
what
do we have?
we.
We have Mercedes right behind Ferraris with a
Yeah,
similar pace. Not as fast as Ferraris, but yeah, still like good enough to fight Ferraris.
yeah,
Just
definitely they
sad
are
for Kimi.
faster than Ferrari, but the sad part that we are seeing since last couple of races is the reliability issue. Russell
Yes,
in qualifying in Monaco had the same issue that Kimi had this race,
this race. Yeah.
so it was really bad. And we haven't seen like Mercedes having too many reliability issues in the last year, but
Yeah.
I think sorry, they need to get
Maybe after,
this
I
sorted.
think after the season's break, maybe we'll see some more upgrades coming in for Mercedes. Or maybe ये भी हो सकता है कि like they're just carrying on with this car as much as they can. How many like they can score as many points as they can. जितना खींच सकते हो खींचो क्योंकि next year वैसे भी गाड़ी change होने ही वाली है.
Yeah.
So most of the teams they are just focusing over the next year's car anyways. So
Yeah,
maybe ये हो सकता
definitely.
है.
This regulation hasn't been very good for Mercedes, and to the new
Yes.
fans, Mercedes were the dominant force for like 8 straight years before the regulation change, right? So
Right.
there's that. But I mean, they get lucky often, right? Russell kahin se bhi aake he gets a podium, and anyway, Ferrari
Huh,
is not
it's
in a
sneaking in good points.
exactly. And since
Yes.
Ferrari is not in the mix right now, and Red Bull is basically just Max, so from a constructor's point of view, Mercedes is. I think they'll get the P2 easily. I would say,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, so we are seeing like a good difference between McLaren and Ferrari. It's like almost 200 points gap, while Mercedes and Ferrari they are still quite close. It's just 6 points gap between the teams.
right, right,
So
right,
maybe from next race onwards, Kimi has to score points, helping Russell out.
right.
He was doing a good job as well, but like this time it's just reliability issues
Yeah,
as
I
you
mean,
said
feeling
already.
bad for Kimi. It's his second or third DNF, right? It's not good
Right.
because he had a good start.
Yeah,
He
of
was
course.
consistently in the points in the
Yeah,
beginning,
he was
but
doing good. He was like P6, P7 all
yeah,
the race, which was a good thing. But suddenly, like, क्या
yeah.
हुआ क्या वो मेरे को आइडिया नहीं है तेरे को
Nee,
आइडिया है
it's
उस चीज की
yeah. I mean, in the replay itself, you just had to focus on the sound. So the engine literally
yeah
went that. That's all. It was running, and the sound just cut off, and there was a bit of smoke, and that
यार
was
अभी
it.
इसके मीम्स बनाने में मजा आएगी लोगों को
Yeah, we though I
चलती
think the
गाड़ी में
whole
engine बंद हो गया
attention is between Max and Russell and whatever the radio messages that happened, when Verstappen was on the hards. They were like, why am I on the hards? And they were like, that was the only option.
only
That's
options
that's
exactly
okay, that's okay. But then again, after some time, Max was like, uh, who else had hards on in
हर
the
टायर
entire grid, and they were like, no one.
राइट
That was it. That was the question कि कोई और ने हाथ लगाए नहीं
है
है
ही नहीं
पूरे Grand Prix में.
हाँ
It was just a two compound race, and since
राइट
again, but in
yeah he
hindsight
went
it's
from yeah softs to hard yeah
yeah,
that's true yeah that's there ये थोड़ा कंट्रोवर्सी चलने वाली है लंबी
yep,
चौड़ी
yep,
मैक्स के
yep, yep.
रिलेटेड क्योंकि it's just aggressive behavior
Right, right, right,
and he suffered a lot like his team suffered a lot because the other driver is not performing again and again
right.
so where's Sunoda I want to see so he's almost at the bottom of the grid oh P13
Right,
quali he was P20 by the way
right, right.
oh this
It's
curse of
crazy.
second Red Bull seat is never ending I feel
Yeah, and like this time Verstappen के साथ जो भी हुआ उसकी वजह से Hajar was literally the top car in the Red Bull family.
yes, yes,
We were just
yes, yes,
talking
yes.
about him the
Soon
last.
enough,
Yeah.
Hajar, we might see Hajar as well, but I don't think so. This year they will try someone else. It's going to be Tsunoda for this till the end of the season. Like they
Let's
might
see.
try something else, or they
I
have
think
to change the car as well. Like they have to make some decent changes कि दोनों ड्राइवर स्कोर कर पाए क्योंकि
right,
एक ही कार स्कोर के लिए this like not good at all for the team.
right.
Yes, and then Oh, by the way, do you know who's the driver of the day
No,
after all this controversy? It was Max Verstappen.
of course.
I was like, what? How?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
no, the controversy part happened in the last 3-4 laps, right? And
yes, exactly.
like
So before
the
that, yeah, they
voting
decided
started.
who
Yeah,
should
yeah.
have.
Tabi
And,
was having the like 19% vote. So yeah,
right. Yeah, and you see, like we talk about Max Verstappen a lot, that he drives like a robot, like AI, and like he never makes a mistake. For the first time, he made a mistake, and it costed him a lot,
yeah. But I don't think it
a
was his
tiny mistake.
mistake, man. It was the tires,
Yeah, it's
definitely.
the grip. Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
grip,
yeah.
of course.
Hard
So
tires is like it's really hard to get it in the right temperature window, and upar se wahi ki.
yes, true.
Yup.
Yep, and then yes, the main topic of the day, Mr. Nico Hülkenberg, finally scoring a lot of points for the team. So P5 very happy, just
Yeah,
just happy
absolutely.
for him.
Great for the whole team, definitely.
Yes, he's like he's on the fifth position while Hamilton is on sixth with a Ferrari. So that's a bit sad.
Yeah, that overtake was heartbreaking, no? Like,
Yeah, I already saw a meme saying that we saw Stake surpassing Ferrari before GTA 6.
yeah, absolutely. That was something crazy. And that
Yes.
too, like, it
So,
wasn't like they were the left car or anything, like proper
right.
on track action. So crazy.
I actually liked one thing about this race. We saw grid shuffle a lot. Like there were like lots of overtakes,
Of
some good
course.
actions. It was fun. Like strategy was a big role. So
Of
it was like a good balanced race. Like this was missing with Monaco and like some other GPs that we saw
yeah,
earlier this year. Even in Japan, the same thing happened. Like no overtakes. It was very boring. So
definitely.
this is the whole thing which was missing in all the Grand Prix. So yeah,
Yeah,
so good
from a
mix.
racing perspective, this was really great.
Yeah.
Like, definitely. And three stopper, it's crazy. And let alone three, this was a four stopper. And this happened after a very, very long time. You know, some cars stopping for
Right.
4 times, that too strategically. So it's crazy.
Yes. And
Why?
there was like a good fight between Lawson, then Behrman, Alonso. They were like fighting
All the way
continuously. They
through
were
the
like
grid, yes.
all the way through. And Lawson did make some bad moves. I didn't like it. Some
Yeah.
aggressive play. Yeah, and he gave the position back. But yeah, he again like did overtake the other driver. But yes,
Yeah.
we have Hajar at P7, Gasly P8, Alonso scoring P9 and P10 for Verstappen.
Right.
Sad for Lawson and Bortoletto, they didn't score points, but they were actually in the mix and they were actually fighting till the end.
Yeah, definitely.
That,
But
that was
yeah,
fun.
while you are talking about Lawson's driving, you know, at one point it was a blue flag waving, so they had to let,
Oh
you know,
my
Norris.
gosh.
That was so intense, you know. अगर लॉसन ने ऑकॉन के साथ कुछ क्रैश वगैरह हो गया तो that would have disrupted Norris's
Right.
race
So
completely.
it was like so much traffic.
Yeah.
We see Lawson, Alonso in the mix, and like Norris didn't complain on the radio. I like maybe they didn't show the radio complaint.
Yeah.
But as soon as Max did try to overtake them, like freaking idiots. I have to.
Yeah,
I
at
don't
one
get much
point I
anymore.
thought
But he
that
did
this
say that.
at one point I thought that this might be, you know, Red Bull helping the other team because Isaac might be trying to help Max in a way, but then when
Yeah.
Max came on the radio and screamed it, I got it, man. That was
Yes.
Lawson on its own. Crazy.
Right. But yeah, that was like a bit more fun, but just before the end as well.
Right.
That was funny. Yes, and then we have Lawson and Bortoletto at 11th and 12th. Then Sunoda at P13 again,
Yeah.
not scoring points for Red Bull. Then 14 is Science, 15 Colapinto, Ocon and Behrman at 16th and 17th. Albon didn't finish the race, sadly.
Yeah.
A similar thing. Who did he crash with? It
He
was
bumped-
Lawson only.
Yeah, I think it was Lawson.
I think it was Lawson only. Like
Yeah,
Lawson did crash into his wing.
Yeah.
And yeah, then he retired his car after that. Yes, Mr. Stroll didn't participate in this race.
Yeah.
Are there not any reserve drivers for
Like,
Aston Martin?
exactly, that was the thing. If they would have announced this like few hours back, they have Dragovic, right? Felipe Dragovic as their
Yes.
reserve driver. But there is a rule in FI book that a driver can only take part in the race if he has taken part in the quali. So he has to finish quali.
Oh,
He cannot simply
damn.
start from
Okay.
P20, you know. So
Okay.
थोड़े घंटे
Okay.
पहले अगर they would have announced it, so they could have replaced him. But I'm glad
Yes, and this
Aston
is like
Martin
an old
did.
injury, right?
Yeah. You know, if you remember last year at the start, he injured his, like, he was in a crash
The
and he
wrist,
injured
right?
his wrist. And even
Yeah.
after getting recovered, like we troll a lot, but this was one of
Yeah.
his really good stroll moments. जब उसने,
Right.
even after surgery, he came and he performed very nicely. Like, he was in the points,
Okay.
and throughout the quali
Nice.
also he managed to get into the Q1.
Okay. So it's
So
just a backlash from that injury.
yeah, exactly. Hope he recovers soon. But I think if it continues, let's say we have a weekend off, so that's, I guess he would be able to make it to the next race. But if not, then we might see
Right.
Felipe Dragovic replacing him for a
Okay.
few races.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this
Right.
Grand Prix. What do we have next? Is it upcoming one? Is I think Canadian Grand Prix, Canada.
Right.
Any
right.
predictions for the Canadian Grand Prix though?
No, I think it would be a repeat, like McLaren 1-2, that's for sure. It's the third
Yeah.
one that we are, like, curious about what will happen.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I feel pretty much the same. The only thing that can happen is rain. It's sort of raining here, like every now and then, cloudy weather.
Right.
So rain could be a big factor for the Canadian Grand Prix. So let's see.
Nice.
Any wild
Awesome.
predictions though?
Like for P3 out, wild predictions. Okay, wild predictions would be. I would love to see, Hajar on the podium in a way. That would be a statement of,
Nice.
फिर तो, like, if he gets a podium, then they have to call him right
Oh
away.
yeah. I say
That's
the other
all
way.
it
I say the other way around. I say Sunoda gets a podium in this Grand Prix.
That would be nice for him, for sure.
Yeah, he becomes the topmost Red Bull.
हाँ,
So
वही
that
तो
would be
चाहिए.
fun.
अगर उसने एक podium दे दिया, then his seat is safe for the whole season. बस
Right.
वही एक podium की कमी. And apologies for Perez क्योंकि उसकी बहुत मस्ती उड़ाई, but now everybody realizes that it's not like him. It was
it's
the
not easy
second
at all.
seat. Yeah. Yup. Absolutely.
we were in the same loop though.
Again, yeah.
The thing with Perez, we always discuss it, right? But the thing with Perez, he has been driving the same cars for so long, and then not performing. That's the worst part about it.
But he had
like
a
for
great
Tsunoda,
start
for
last
Lawson.
year. Last year, first half, he had a great start, and उसके पहले के year maybe he
season
was.
He was actually
good.
fighting.
Yeah.
He was fighting with Max.
At the
That was
beginning,
amazing.
and even when he was not fighting, he was like consistently P2. So
Right.
like very, very good performance by him. Even like last year, start of the year. But फिर पता नहीं क्या हुआ. And वही तो इसलिए expectations बहुत high हो गई थी, and then he was not performing at all. इसलिए सब लोग, including us, we were kind of trolling him. So
yeah, it's all good. We are going to see him anyways in Cadillac next year.
Yes, definitely.
So we'll see where he stands. Or the trolls might continue. Let's see.
Yep.
So cool.
Definitely.
That's pretty much it for us, guys. Then.
Thank you, guys.
And we have something
See you
else.
on the next one.
Yes, see you in the next one.
Yes.